The duty of mitochondria is to break down the energy-containing molecules it receives and process them so that they can be used by the cell. Produced as a result of very complicated reactions in the mitochondria, the ATP energy packs are transferred to the related compartments of the cell through, again, a perfect mechanism. Special channels, called endoplasmic reticulum, handle the transportation in the cell. The nucleus, which resembles a gigantic information processing center, is the brain of the complex system of the cell. Inside the cells are chromosomes, each of which is a huge data bank. Chromosomes consist of intertwined DNA chains. The detailed plans of all the systems in the cell are coded in these DNA chains. A DNA chain is like a spiral helix composed of the sequential arrangements of 4 different molecules. These 4 different molecules are actually an alphabet of 4 letters. Thanks to this alphabet, an enormous amount of information that would fill hundreds of volumes of an encyclopedia is coded in the DNA molecule. This coding system includes the detailed production plans of the thousands of different enzymes and proteins used in the cell. The projects of all organic molecules that will be structured in the cell are written in the DNA down to their smallest details. The production of an organic molecule, such as a protein, starts with the identification of the gene containing the required information among the DNA found in the chromosomes. An enzyme exclusively in charge of this task opens the DNA like a zipper. Then, another group of enzymes come and divide the DNA strands into 2. Another enzyme goes over one of the split pieces and quickly reads and copies the data coded here. Now, a perfect copy of the production plan in the DNA is obtained. After replication is completed, enzymes close the DNA and restore it to its original state. The copy produced from the DNA is called messenger RNA. Messenger RNA contains the production plan of the protein required for the cell. Protein production itself takes place in another part of the cell. This structure, which we can also call the factory of the cell, is the ribosome. There is a perfect system of production in the ribosome. Messenger RNA slips in from one end of the ribosome and slowly proceeds. In the meantime, conveyors called the transfer RNA molecules carry the amino acids, which are the components required for the protein to be produced, to the ribosome in a complete state and in the right sequence. The amino acids brought here combine in the right sequence thanks to the code on the messenger RNA. As the messenger RNA proceeds, the amino acid that corresponds to the data coded there is added to the chain. The result is a new protein. The slightest mistake in the amino acid sequence would cause the protein that is produced to be useless. Yet, such mistakes almost never happen. Production complete, the protein leaves the ribosome to set out for its duty. All these extraordinary processes take place, not somewhere far away, but right on your own body. The events we have simplified here are actually far more complicated, and they are continuously repeated in each and every one of the 100 trillion cells in your body. The cell, which was thought to be a simple little lump of albuminous combination of carbon by the formulators of the theory of evolution, has such an extraordinary design. This magnificent system certainly could not have emerged by chance, as the theory of evolution claims. When all these details of cell biology were revealed and understood, the theory of evolution suffered a great blow. Today, many of the world's distinguished scientists acknowledge that life, as embodied in the living cell, cannot be a product of chance. A very superior creation underlies all aspects of life. One of these scientists is Michael Behe, an acclaimed American professor of biochemistry. He refers to the fact of design in the cell as revealed by modern science as follows.
I think the conclusion of design is a scientific one, an empirical one, based completely on the observable system the universe and life were intended, that they are the product of intelligent activity. And I'd just like to point out that this idea comes from the progressive science. It is not from what we do not know, but is rather from what we have learned over the past 50 years.
Indeed, science shows that all living beings have been brought into being as a result of conscious creation. Failing to explain the complex systems in a single living cell, the theory of evolution also fails to explain the designs in the bodies of living things. For instance, the aerodynamic in a bird wing, the amazing hunting methods of a spider, an insect made to resemble a leaf so that it can camouflage itself, the eye design on a butterfly's wings, or the feeling of compassion in animals. Life, with all its details perfectly designed, is obviously the result of superior creation. That superior creator is the Almighty God, the Lord of the heavens, the earth, and everything in between. When you look around you, out in open air and in a broad field, you can readily see all objects farthest and closest to you in all their colours, shapes and size. This view, which you have obtained without making any effort, is produced as a result of numerous complex reactions and interactions in your body. Now, let us look at these complicated operations closer. The human eye has a fully automatic mechanism that works perfectly. It is made up of the combination of 40 different basic parts, and all these parts have critical functions in the process of seeing. Any defect or disability in even one of these parts would make seeing impossible. The transparent layer in the front part of the eye is cornea. Right behind lies the iris. Giving the eye its colour, the iris adjusts its size automatically according to the sharpness of light, thanks to the muscles attached to it. For example, if we are in a dark place, the iris widens to take in as much light as possible. When light increases, it shrinks to decrease the amount of light coming into the eye. The automatic adjustment system in the iris works like this. The moment light comes into the eye, a nerve impulse travels to the brain and gives message about the existence and brightness of the light. The brain immediately sends back a signal and orders how much the muscles around the iris will contract. Another eye mechanism working parallel to this structure is the lens. The duty of the lens is to focus the light coming to the eye onto the retina layer at the back of the eye. Thanks to the movement of the muscles around the lens, light rays come into the eye